Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. As promised, we have a special guest, Dion from Dion Talk. How you doing, buddy?
Howdy, doing great. Thanks for having me on a Monday. I am ready for round 3.
Awesome, man. So one of the things that I don't know that people appreciate, you and I still are basically reacting to Facebook posts and comments and all of that. We don't have teams. We probably, at least I don't think you do. I have no interest in having teams or VAs or any of this stuff. I'm having fun and I'm going to do it till I don't have fun. But I bring that up because you saw a post that we are actually going to use for one of our videos today. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever have a team because when it comes to social media, my goal is to try to help people, but I'm trying to add the right amount of humor and sarcasm. To get someone else to do that right would be really difficult.
Yeah.
But I saw a post from Jeff Stevens from Racking Up Rentals. This is a podcast I listen to.
Cool.
He's got some great questions, but this question was really, I thought, really cool. If your investing origin story was made into a movie, who would be your nemesis?
I'm going to ask you to go first.
Fair enough. Yeah, I had a little time to think about it. But it was an interesting question because who is your nemesis when you're investing? I think for some of us, it would be like one of my versus videos.
Okay.
I would be playing both roles.
Yeah.
You know, devil's advocating myself. But what I found hardest when I first wanted to get into investing, my nemesis, my enemy, would have been the court of public opinion.
Oh.
Most people think money is evil. So we have things ingrained to our subconscious that, you know, tax the rich. The rich only got that way because they did unethical things. There's all these negative associations to where most people just don't talk about money.
Hmm.
And then when you tell people that you want to invest, if it's not evil, it's too risky.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would say, don't do that. Look what just happened in 2008. We had a housing crash. That can happen again. And what happens if that happens to you? So if I listened to all of the people that I knew who aren't investors, who aren't working towards financial freedom, I wouldn't have started either.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good one. Public opinion, court of public opinion. So I've been thinking about this for a few minutes. And for me, it all goes back to my mindset. You know, my mindset was frankly, work hard, work harder, make more money, right? That was, and right or wrong, I was raised with what I'll call an employee mindset. Right? Why did I go to college? Because college meant more money. Why did I get an MBA? Because it meant more money. Why did I travel nearly 1 million miles? And I hated every single mile because that's how I made money. So I was raised to be an employee. And it wasn't until that damn purple book, after losing 150 grand or whatever it was, that that it's so comical. I mean, because Rich Dad Poor Dad's not a great written book. It's not, but man, it smashed me in my face that there was another way. My enemy, I wasted a decade of my life busting my ass, thinking I was winning, and I wasn't. I could have been done in my 30s if I had read Rich Dad Poor Dad or had a different mindset. So for me, I don't know what you want to call that, employee mindset. Nobody in my family is an entrepreneur. We never talked about money. The only time we talked about money is when we screamed because we didn't have any. I don't know what that is, but man, thinking about it now, yeah, that's my thing, I think.
So what is expected of you seems like your enemy. You're expected to get an education. You're expected to get an hourly job or a sales job, or you're expected to work for somebody to make money.
Yeah.
Mine was the same. I mean, my family, I could say it without being insulting.
Yeah.
So they were entrepreneurial. They all ran tree services, my brothers and my dad. And right. So they didn't have the employee mindset, but tree work sucks.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, I mean, one of the reasons of the top 3 that I joined the Marine Corps is because the Marines was so much easier than tree work.
Think about that. The Marines is easier than tree work. Wow.
And so my thought was, I'll do 20 years Marine Corps, 20 years law enforcement. That's retiring on 2 pensions. That's the court of
Score.
public opinion, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
think that's a good thing to do. The Marine Corps downsized, so I wasn't in control of making it to that pension. There are so many people in the military that get to that 14 to 17 year mark, and either their billet is filled so they don't pick up the rank, or they time it with a downsize in the military so they can't re-enlist, and then they don't get to that pension and they missed it by 2 enlistments, you know. And then in 2008, the police department I was at shrunk because of a recession. So my sources of income kept getting taken away due to things I couldn't control. And that's normal. The people say, don't invest. That's so risky. The riskiest things I ever did was have my family depend on one income.
Absolutely. I want you to say that is like the thing, right? That's the boogeyman for most people. It's you're on one income, right? Go back to video number 1 today, disposable income. You all are, you're freaking out because of disposable income. Go fix top line in the expenses. Go get the income snowball. Go live for free with House Hack. Go, folks. Let's start talking about disposable income and let's attack that number. Life changes when that number gets bigger. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I agree. It comes down to, from that question of who would be your nemesis, it's what's expected of the normal person. It's normal to have a job and be your only source of income. Absolutely. It's normal to save for retirement. It's normal to do all of the things that are not working. I mean, that's how, I don't want to say I get depressed. I get sad when I go to a restaurant or I go into a place and I see somebody working in their 70s, not because they want to.
Yeah.
I think in our 40s, it starts to get hard to get out of bed to go to work. I can't imagine 30 years later still having, I mean, I could see choosing.
Yeah.
You find a job you like to do, you like to interact with people. If that's your personality, great. That's not
go
mine.
nuts. Yeah.
Right.
And you can tell the difference.
You can, exactly.
You
right.
Yeah. If you're happy, you win. That's always the answer. Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of like the statement that I heard a really smart person say one time. You're going to be alive in 5 years. You should start investing like it. Yeah. You're going to be in your 70s sometime. Yeah. You should start living like it.
Amen. Amen. That was a good question. It took me a while to think about it, but yeah, Jeff Stevens, thank you for the question. Folks, again, Dion and I read these things. So if you want to leave a comment, feel free. You want to tag us in our Facebook group, 3 Amigos of FI is a page that both he and I are on. So lots of fun. Dion, where can people find you?
On Facebook in the 3 Amigos of FI, and on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Ciao.